Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Doc Ock statue from the movie Spider-Man No Way Home. And if you do enjoy this sort of stuff, let me know. I've not been making very much of this sort of stuff on the channel recently, so if you do leave a like, it lets me know that you would like to see some more just like it. But without any further ado, so here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. We are going to begin by placing 6 white terracotta extending up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can make this taller or shorter. This is the amount of space Doc Ock will be from the ground, so it's kind of up to you. On top of the terracotta, place a black concrete and extend it to the left by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add another row of black concrete on top of this row. Then, going from left to right, place a green wall, 2 brown concrete, 2 black wall, 2 brown concrete, and then a green wall. We then want to copy this row onto the next row, just like this. Then, for the next row, it's a little bit different. We want to place 2 green wool, 1 brown concrete, 2 black wool, 1 brown concrete, and then 2 green wool. And then we want to have this exact same row for the next 7 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we can easily just copy everything up. It doesn't really matter what way you do it, whether you do it all like one material, or left to right, or right to left, or the middle. It really doesn't matter how you choose to do it, as long as it all gets done. So the end result should look like this. So for the next row, left to right once again, we're going to place 2 green wool, and then 4 light grey concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 green wool. The next row is the same, except we want to use grey concrete instead of light grey. And then the next row is once again the same, except we want to use light grey concrete again instead of grey. We're also going to place polished blackstone buttons in front of the light grey concrete like this. What we then want to do is, for the next row, going from left to right, place 2 green wool, 1 brown concrete, 2 black, 1 brown concrete, and then 2 green wool. We then want to extend this row upwards by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And once again, we just want to go ahead and extend every single block upwards. We just want to repeat it all, and it really doesn't matter what order you do it in. So all the way up to the top here, leaving the green until last. I think that we do it from right to left this time, just to mix it up a little bit, and that is all we have to do. So for the next part, we are going to place an entire row of white terracotta on top of everything that we have just made, just to kind of mark it out a little bit. And now I want to make the arms. So that's where the head starts. The arms start just below, extending out of this green wool here. So we're going to place 4 green wool, 1, 2, 3, 4, extending outwards. We then want to extend the wool down by 7 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and every single one of these wools wants to, whoops, wrong way, wants to get extended down. Underneath this, we then want to place 4 rows of black concrete, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the opposite side, we want to do the same thing, so I'm just going to move through the opposite side, 1, 2, 3, 4 black concrete. There are 4 rows of it in total, and then I know that the rest of the arm is green wool, so very easy just to move through onto the opposite side of the statue and get it all placed. So now that we have the exact same thing on this side, what I'm also going to do is extend the coat portion of the build outward. So the coat, or at least the middle portion of the coat, I do not want to extend the arms. The coat is the green wool part in the middle of the statue, so it hangs all the way down to the feet pretty much, or close enough, and it comes all the way up to the head area. So in extending this out, it helps to kind of just add a bit of depth, and it hopefully makes it a little bit more apparent. Look, it just looks a little bit better if you ask me this way. You could even add like a little bit of a collar up at the top here, like you could extend these blocks out up at the top, although I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. I think that I'd sooner just have, either just the one block or just leave it as it was originally. So the next part of this is actually very, very easy as well. So we are going to come to the back bottom part of the statue and extend the feet backwards by 3 rows. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 like this, right? And then we are going to extend the black concrete across the top, join it together like this. And what is kind of cool about this is that the coat is actually like the entire back of the statue. So everywhere on the front where we have like the leg section, we have the belt, we have like the open jacket, that is not the same on the back. The back is entirely coat, so you can make a big giant green wool area like this. We can mark it all out. We can join it to the front of the statue like this. We can do the parts of the build that are just different than green, so like we can add the hands here as well. We can mark that all out, but all of the back of the statue is actually green, as is the side of the statue except for the hands, so we can just easily fill that in very quickly. It's up to you whether you want to extend the coat out an additional row at the back. It's completely a design choice, so I'll once again leave that up to you. You might like it, you might not. It might kind of look like a turtle shell. I'll leave that up to you as a design decision. I guess he's not really Doc Ock, I guess he's now like Doc Turtle. There we go. I personally do think it looks a little bit better. I think that Doc Turtle, it just gives him a little bit more depth. So I think that that's pretty cool. So moving on to the rest of it, we have to grab some different materials for the head area. We need the white terracotta, we'll need the light grey terracotta, white concrete, black terracotta, chains, tinted glass, and we will need the brown wool, at least for now. So begin by extending the white terracotta outwards by 2 rows. We already have this row placed. For the next row, left to right, place 3 white terracotta, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 light grey terracotta, followed by 3 white terracotta. Place 2 entire rows of white terracotta on top of what we've just made. Left to right, place a white terracotta, white concrete, black terracotta, 2 white terracottas, black terracotta, white concrete, white terracotta. Place from left to right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white terracottas, then a brown wool, 2 white terracotta. For the next row, place 2 brown wool, 2 white terracotta, and then 4 brown wool. Then add an entire row of brown wool on top of this, and this is mostly the face. All we've got to do from this point here is extend the brown wool 1 row forwards like this. Perfect, to do the hair. Then place tinted glass, specifically tinted glass, in front of the eyes, and connect it all together with chains, extending to the side of the head as well. And then, I don't know whether I like these glasses better or not. I don't know whether I want to extend the tinted glass downwards. I think that that actually does look better, thinking about it. So the next thing that we're going to do is extend the white terracotta that we have backwards. This is going to extend until it overhangs the back of the statue by 1 row. 2 rows if you didn't add what I'm referring to as the turtle shell. And then for the rest of the head, all we have to do is extend brown wool, starting from the top of the head backwards, extend it down, and then fill the sides in. Easy peasy. Okay, perfect. And this is our statue really taking shape. If you wanted to make this on the floor instead of floating, this would actually make a cool statue by itself. However, we have some things to add, don't we? Those things, of course, being the tentacles. So we're going to grab grey concrete, light grey concrete, sea lanterns, red stained glass, and black concrete. And that should be all that we need. So, come to the back of the statue. Find the middle 2 blocks of the back. It shouldn't be too hard. It'll have 3 blocks either side of the middle 3 blocks. We want to drop down and leave a gap of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down here, this is where we want to place black concrete. Extend to the right and then underneath. Grab grey concrete. And we'll do the upper arms first since they're a little bit harder. We'll start with this right one. Diagonally outwards, we want to, or upright diagonally outwards from the black concrete, we want to place a 2x2 square of grey concrete and just extend it outwards like this. So literally just like a 2x2 cube. We then want to do the same thing with light grey concrete and we want to extend it outwards from the top right corner of this grey concrete. So light grey concrete, extend right, add a row on top, and then backwards like this. We then want to do the same thing again using grey concrete. And then the same thing again using light grey concrete. Make sure that we're doing this correctly. And then once again using grey concrete. Once again using light grey concrete. And this is how many diagonally placed blocks that we have. What we then want to do is on the last light grey concrete area, we want to place grey concrete on top of the back corner, extending out the top. Extend the grey concrete up and back like this. We then want to place a 2x2 cube of light grey on top of the grey. And then a 2x2 cube of grey on top of the light grey. 2x2 cube of light grey on top of the grey. We then want to start coming forward, so that's going to be a 2x2 cube of grey on top of the light grey, except it's on top of the front portion rather than the back like we placed earlier. And then we want to, in front of this, place a 2x2 square of light grey, followed by dark grey, followed by light grey, followed by dark grey, and that's probably about as far as we'll extend it. I mean, you could, it's really up to you, quite honestly. Like, you can keep going and going and going if you like, but I'm going to now place sea lanterns in front of the end of this. Red glass in front of these sea lanterns. Then light grey concrete on the outside of these sea lanterns and also the red glass as well. Then for the actual, like, the pincer part of the tentacles, we'll do the bottom first because it's easy. We place black concrete underneath the light grey concrete that we have here. Extend forwards, down, forwards. And then in the corners, it's relatively easy. We want to place a black concrete, and then we want to extend it. How do we want to do this, actually? We want to extend it right and then down, okay? And then we want to take the corner, extend forwards. And then, actually, no, okay. So we have the corner, and then we want to add another corner on top of this. So, like, we've kind of, on top of the grey concrete, we've, like, placed one on top, right down. We want to do the same thing here as well. So one on top of the corner, right down. Except we extend this forwards, and then we extend the corner forwards like this. And it kind of gives this, like, pincer effect. So we place one in the corner, left, down. And then we want to place, well, we can't place one in the corner here, unless we, like, place a block first, but we place black concrete on the outside of it, extend it forwards, and then extend the corner block. And that gives you a pretty cool looking robotic arm. And once you've done that once, hopefully it should be relatively easy to do this once again. So we'll come over to the opposite side, and we're literally just copying this. So we start off with the 2x2 square of grey, and then we have the light grey square extending out from the outward corner, and we're gradually just extending outwards diagonally like this. And we just want to make sure that we have the same amount of cubes that we have on this side as we do the opposite side. And the way that I'm doing that for myself, I'm not even counting them, I'm kind of just looking over there and I'm gauging if we have the same thing. Also, it's very possible that you might not want the arms to be symmetrical, in which case add or subtract these and reposition these until you're happy. So hopefully it's a relatively simple design to follow along with, so if you do want to modify this in any sort of way, like I'll give you a for instance, although this isn't what I would want personally, but we have this one a little bit shorter than the other. We could even make it a little bit taller, like we could add some light grey up here, right? On top of the grey concrete, like we can modify it, we can have it in a different position. And then we can add sea lanterns in front of the end point, red glass, and then we can simply just place, I guess, maybe we'll make it so that it's grey concrete, because that one is light grey, so maybe we'll make this one grey, otherwise it's the same colour as this. I don't know whether it'd look weird or not, having a different colour tend. It probably would look a little bit weird actually if the outer colour of the end of the arm was a bit different, but that's okay. So we can just replace this using the light grey, and then of course all we have to do is make the pincer part, so that's black concrete underneath the bottom here, extend out, down, out. All the way up in the corner here, we place a black concrete, extend out and down, add a corner to the corner, extend it out, and then the corner outwards as well. In the corner here, we place the black concrete, add another corner to the corner, extend it out, and then the corner out. And then that way, it looks a little bit different, like it just adds a little bit of variation to the arms. I think it looks pretty cool. It's also a very subtle change, but feel free to mess with that as you please. And then when it comes to the two lower arms, it's actually a very, very similar strategy. So we'll start on the right side once again, and we'll start once again with a 2x2 square of grey concrete extending out from the center point. And then we want to, once again, have like a light grey concrete extending outwards and down diagonally, with then grey concrete from the light grey, and then light grey from the, my bad, and then light grey extending from the grey. We're then just going to extend another grey concrete block out from the back bottom corner here, like this. And then once we're happy, and I think that looks pretty decent, we can extend this down to the ground using the regular mixture of light grey and grey concrete cubes. And it only gets a little bit different once we actually do hit the ground. At that point, we've actually got to make what I'll call the foot, but it's, you know, it's just like another end of the arm. It's not really a foot or anything, but grey concrete. We should be, if you left it 6 rows off of the floor like I did, you will end on like an odd number like this, just like a 1, but that's perfectly okay. So out of the corners here, well, first of all, we're going to extend the light grey concrete outwards on every single side like this, right? And then in the corners here, we're going to place black concrete, the front 2 corners, extend these up, and then we're going to add like a corner of black concrete around them, similar to the strategy that we used up there. And then on the back, we'll simply place black concrete, just extending down, just on top of the light grey, and then down into the ground, and then that's it. So easy. And if we take a little bit of a look at it, I mean, we can't even see it from the side, actually, because it's placed a little bit inwards, but you could extend it out a little bit, and I think that looks pretty good, and it obviously now makes sense why he is levitating off of the floor. And we can do the exact same thing here as well on this side, so we can use, once again, the mixture of grey and light grey, and I'm thinking about mixing it up a little bit, just making sure. I'm just, once again, I'm not counting things out, not looking at the plans, I'm just kind of like looking what we have over here. And I don't know if I want to even, I don't know if I want to change it for the leg portion, because obviously they have to be stable. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, they'd probably be the same on both sides, so that he's like up straight. but it doesn't really matter. You could change it as you wish, but I'll just leave it. I'll just make both sides identical with this one, and I might even change after this. I might even change both of the arms so that they're symmetrical as well, the upper ones too. But we join it all the way down to the ground. Eventually, when we do hit the ground, we're just copying that side. We extend the part that hit the floor just outwards on each one of the 4 sides. In the 2 front corners, we add black concrete. We extend them up, and then we add a corner of black concrete to them, and then on the back we just place black concrete on top. We join it down to the ground. We get rid of this white terracotta here, and we marvel at our finished statue. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do remember to subscribe to the channel and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. If you would like to make anything that you may have seen in the background, feel free to check out the City Builds playlist. That is in the description below, and maybe even at the top of the comment section as well. If you would like to have a bit of a walk around and a look around Stream City for yourself, channel members gain access to a download link, Java Edition only, for Stream City. Every single time is updated. You will be able to find that in the Community tab. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye!